review is brought to you by Full Sail University. Alright guys, first review in a while, and it is for a game I've personally been looking forward to for a very long time, so here it is, my review of Transistor.
Come on, pull. There.
Transistor is one of those games that pulls you in from the very start. Its unique color palette and atypical design are something we've come to expect from Supergiant Games, developers of 2011's widely acclaimed Bastion. But Transistor is different, and I don't mean in appearance or setting, I mean it takes risks. Many more risks. Not all of them pan out, but one thing is obvious. Transistor exhibits a level of maturity well beyond the age of its studio.
Okay, there's a... Wait. Back.
It's a sci-fi action RPG set in the city of Cloudbank, a kind of neo-futuristic metropolis. One of the city's most popular singers, Red, finds herself under siege by the Process, a group of robots controlled by an organization called the Camerata. When their assassination attempt goes wrong, Red awakens to find the Transistor, a great sword with mystical powers that has somehow absorbed the soul of its victim. As the Camerata's pursuit of Red intensifies, the Transistor vows to aid her, leading them both on a chase through impossible worlds and intense fights to save herself and him.
You can hear me, right?
Like Bastion, the entire game is narrated, so you're given essentially a play-by-play of everything that's happening from the perspective of the Transistor. Red, on the other hand, is a completely silent character, so the majority of the story unfolds through narration and terminals that she discovers containing audio logs and news articles.
Guess you should be flattered.
It goes without saying that the city of Cloudbank is phenomenally gorgeous. The combination of futuristic and vintage Art Deco design is so unique with so many small touches here and there, it seems impossible that a game this pretty was made by such a small team. Even the most inconsequential menu screens look meticulously designed, which makes me wonder why other, more basic elements of the game fall so flat.
Can't even go for a swim because you're stuck with me.
The combat is one such example. It's a mixture of free roaming and turn-based strategy, which is a concept I think many would find appealing, but the lack of balancing makes it hard to enjoy. There's an action bar at the top of the screen, and when it fills up, you can press the right trigger to enter planning mode. This pauses time, allowing you to string together moves and skills to inflict the most damage possible. Certain skills cost more than others, but if you combine them in just the right way, you can easily triple your damage output. There's a fair amount of trial and error involved in this, but it's satisfying nonetheless.
Boom.
What's especially neat is that all of your skills can be used interchangeably as either active, passive, or upgrade skills, and depending on how you combine them, they can have completely different effects. The further you get into the game, the more skills you acquire, and the more you have to experiment with different combinations. It's a cool idea, and I do like the level of customization, but the convolutedness of the menu systems can make it difficult to manage, especially towards the end of the game.
Pretend I'm not here.
The same is true for the combat itself, which becomes so chaotic that the skills which inflict the most damage, like backstabbing and long-range ones, are nearly impossible to do if you're not in planning mode. I suspect that was intentional since the action bar has an incredibly short recharge period, but it destroys the base of the combat when 90% of your time is spent planning your strategy, 1% is spent executing it, and the other 9% is spent running around waiting for your action bar to recharge. The rare times I was able to kill an enemy without strategizing first was when I cornered it, which worked but also felt very cheap.
Glad that wasn't me.
If you're into the really nuanced strategy games, then you probably won't mind all of the planning. But anyone expecting a straightforward hack and slash may be put off by the constant stop and go. I should mention there are some aspects of the combat that I really do like that I have not seen many other games do. One is that when your health bar hits 0, you don't die. Instead, you regain full health at the expense of one of your skills. And once you've lost all of them, then you die, and you're not able to use those skills again until you reach the next area.
You're still here, you're okay.
There are also various doors scattered around that let you teleport to your home base, which is like a private little oasis. It also has doors where you can test yourself on things like performance, speed, and planning. They're all really good practice, and you get experience just from doing them, so it's worth it just to earn more skills quickly. That, plus the sheer variety of these exercises, made them more fun for me than the game's actual combat sequences. They also take up a fair amount of time, so if you were to complete all of them, you could easily double the game's length and get around 14 hours worth. It's nothing to scoff at, and despite my complaints with the combat, it's still extremely hard to not recommend this game. Even if you think you'll hate the combat, there's so many other wonderful things about Transistor that I still feel it's worth playing just to experience those other parts.
Seems like you're safe.
In a lot of ways, it reminds me of Remember Me, a similar tale of redemption set in an equally enthralling world whose charm was weakened by a dry, repetitive combat system. The ironic part is that even at less than a year old, Remember Me has already faded into obscurity, whereas Transistor will be remembered, not for its mechanics or even its story, but as an artistic achievement through and through.
Hey, Red. You got a full house.
If you want to know how to make games like this but don't know where to start, look no further than Full Sail University. Whether you're into coding, art, producing, or mobile game development, Full Sail offers the necessary programs and tools to prepare you for a career in the industry. Full Sail grads have worked on tons of AAA titles, including GTA 5, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, and many more. They also offer advanced degrees like their online mobile gaming master's program, which teaches you the unique skill set you need to stay competitive in the fast-growing mobile game market. Full Sail University also offers a variety of campus and online degrees in fields related to the entertainment and media industries. So if you're interested, just visit fullsail.edu/rev3games. You can get all the info you need and support Rev3 Games in the process. So there you have it, my review of Transistor. Now, to address the elephant in the room, you might have noticed that our review style has changed a little bit. Namely, we have done away with review scores, which I personally could not be happier about. Hopefully you guys agree. If you want more info on how we came to that decision, Nick and I will be hosting a Google Plus Hangout this Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific time, and we're going to be fielding questions about all of the new changes and lots of other things. So please join that if you can. Otherwise, if you have questions or comments concerning the review itself, you could always get in touch with me on Twitter @TerraLongest. That's it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.